midnight Nintendo Switch 2 pickup didn't begin on June 4th at GameStop. It began that Monday. Waking up at 4:45 a.m. to climb into my car and go to work to serve breakfast to dozens of pharmaceutical workers and salesmen staying at my hotel. Normally, I work the night shift at the bar, pouring endless old fashions and espresso martinis. I traded my Wednesday shift with a coworker's Monday morning shift. It's a difficult and uncomfortable shift, requiring me to ring up the customers, prepare their food, restock supplies, and clean up after them and myself completely alone. The upside is, I keep all of my tips. The downside is, folks are generally too grumpy to tip in the morning. That's fine. I'm doing this all for the greater good. Many folks order eggs. I can make a plate of toast, over-hard eggs, fried potatoes, and bacon in an average of 6 minutes. That becomes an issue when there is a line of 8 irritable European travelers not used to my native customization to pleasantries and extended patience for service workers, let alone ones that look as distressed as I tend to be. But I was blessed today. It was slow, and folks were generally pleasant. Every day, I put my cash tips into a generic piggy bank I drew a Mario mustache on, June 5th as an ever-present reminder on its side. "Don't do it, ho," written on the bottom plug in case I get the inkling to make a premature withdrawal. I want the Mario Kart World Bundle with a retail value of $499.99 USD plus tax. It can be difficult to save that much money in today's socioeconomic climate, but I'm prepared to make sacrifices for the greater good. Tuesday didn't matter. Wednesday began with me scrolling Reddit. People were already lining up. Somebody could be taking my place at the local GameStop. I can't let that happen. My girlfriend greets me in the morning, but I have no time for pleasantries. I'm called to my sanctuary, the GameStop in Wayne, New Jersey. I packed a dirty lawn chair, anticipating a physical line. The store employee handed me a numbered slip instead, handwriting and marker, now something to be cherished in a sea of algorithmic utility. It's 2 hours early, and I don't know what to do with myself. It's hot, and the sun reflects off the pavement onto my skin. I buy a personal-sized pizza and 2 beers for $50, regretting my lavish lunch. Today was cause for celebration, but this was too much. I regretted my purchase and thought of cases of fresh water my money could have provided to thirsty people who are paying for the consequences of the carbon emissions my country's producing. I dissociated in a Five Below for an hour, leaving without buying anything. 3 o'clock rolled by, the time to return to GameStop and its frazzled employees. We piled into the hot and humid sanctuary, standing in line according to our numbers. I retrieved my Red Bull, promised me by their advertisements, although my work provides them to me for free. I'm chosen. Over $600 I've parted with, when including accessories and games added to the console bundle. This is financially irresponsible. I racked up so much credit card debt with my impulsive move across the country 2 years ago. Savings accounts, money owed to loved ones, irrelevant. I need to come back at midnight. I have 9 hours to stew in my mortal coil. I choose to surprise my girlfriend at her job. She tells me there's a raccoon outside. I find it, and it runs away. I check my appearance in the bathroom and decide I look terrible. I haven't showered in 3 days. I've been completely consumed. I step back out into the lobby and I begin writing this script. Her shift ends and we go to dinner at one of our favorite Korean chicken places. This meal was $50 as well, but I feel better about this one. The establishment is locally owned and the food is spectacular. Don Chicken. We begin our expedition to GameStop. She seems as excited as I am, purely vicarious joy. She isn't as interested as I am, but she knows I've been looking forward to this. She's happy too. Approaching, we saw hordes of others who had undergone the same ups and downs that I had. Saved money, braved the heat, and waited. For hours. For days. For some, like me, years. Tensions rise and the organization of the event is strange. We all have numbered slips, but are they being adhered to? Thankfully so. The doorman is calling out numbers to approach and enter. He swings the door open and lets them in, unfulfilled and anxious, releasing them more realized and euphoric. A sense of conclusion to this side note in their lives. I am called. I enter. I retrieve my console. In a hollowed-out and empty store, separated from the cacophony outside, there was a moment of humanity when the cashier gave me the wrong game. I had purchased Cyberpunk 2077, but he handed me a redundant copy of Mario Kart World. Whisked away outside, we walked past the crowd, no longer one of them, but a new and individual thing, opposed to the jolly mass that they created. We marched to our car, dumped everything in the front seat, and went home. I sat at my dining table, and I began unboxing. The individual Joy-Cons to translate my will and deliver me uncanny emulations of life and feedback through haptic motors. The console to conduct and translate art and connection. An HDMI cable to grant passage for the images and visuals. Wrist straps to provide comfort, security, and added freedom to move about recklessly if I so choose, at no risk to myself, my property, or my loved ones. A grip controller to provide an air of tradition to an otherwise strange and novel device with regards to ergonomics. A USB-C cable to replenish and revitalize and connect not just this device, but dozens of others within my ownership. Another friend to add to the community. A dock to consecrate a permanent location in my living quarters to this device alone. A camera to allow for more personal communication. A window into my most private sanctuary. Cyberpunk 2077, a game I had purchased across 3 separate platforms already, now on this one too, as an effort to celebrate and reward developers for investing in physical media. We begin to play. It's not enough. The following morning, I get in my car and I drive to my local Walmart to purchase the Pro Controller. Cyberpunk 2077 deserved better than to be played on Joy-Cons. I went to my local dying mall and stood in line for a different GameStop to purchase additional storage and more Joy-Cons for my friends. I went to Target to check their stock. I've been beaten by others who have already been here. How much is enough? At what point do I feel better? How much money do I need to spend on self-realization and fulfillment? At my job, a guest once tipped me a $2 bill. She told me that her son works at a bank and she was lucky enough to get currency right as it became available. It was the crispest, freshest paper money I've ever felt in my hands. She said she liked to share them with service workers that she was especially fond of. She was very kind to me. Over $850 later, I still had that $2 bill. It made me just as happy. Merry Switchmas.